Hello, friends. Good morning and good evening, everyone. Your ALP here. Today, I am here with one more guest, Mr. Gopinath, with us. So he has wonderful experience. He has around 40 years of experience. So he handled many different profiles in his life, and basically he is a zoology graduate, and he worked as a teacher. He worked as a marketing rep in a medical field in Alembic and like animal and cattle field in those areas. And many things close related, many stores he handled. Mainly his profile is like management, marketing management related, sales related. So he has a wonderful experience, guys. He shared most of his experiences. So this is not a after 1 hour session. It's like an entire 40 years of his experience. It's a wonderful journey, guys. So I hope the information, the discussion is useful to you. Keep watch this video till the end. You will get better understanding. And he also shared about how the world is changed when compared to last 40 years back. So many things happened, so many things changed now. So he also discussed about how parents should encourage the children or students for pursuing their passion. So instead of forcing them to do some particular thing. So that is also one of the wonderful guys. So the discussion, entire discussion is inspiring. So we watch the video till the end and do subscribe to this channel for many more updates. Keep watching. Hello.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Balakrishna ji. How are you?
Very fine. How are you, sir?
Yeah, I am also good. Warm welcome to our channel, ALP Talks.
Thank you.
Yeah, so senior person.
No, not at all. I am an old man, not a senior person. Senior experience.
Okay, got it. Wonderful. Yeah, I'm very impressed by your profile and all. So many
Thank
things.
you, sir.
Yeah,
Thank
almost 40 years of experience you have, different companies.
Yes.
Yeah, Balakrishna ji. So just to share the experiences of different people, I started this. That's the main motto of
Great.
this channel. Yeah. So it's a your turn, dear. Just speak few things about who you are, your educational and professional background, and we will discuss many topics further. Please proceed, dear.
Great.
Warm welcome again.
Thank you and namaste.
Yeah, namaste.
If you to talk about myself, there is nothing much to. I started off from a small town. I am from a place
Yeah.
India, in Kerala.
Okay.
Probably has got a historical background to it.
Mm-hmm.
It is oldest trading ports in the world.
Oh, okay.
Vasco da Gama landed up there, and that is how the with the western part of the world started off.
Okay.
And Calicut has also got a lot of history around it. It has got the dynasty of kings called the Samurins, ruling from, if I am right, for the last 6 to 8 centuries without any and no power struggle. That is the best part.
Okay.
The Arabs used to call my hometown the port of truth.
Oh, good.
It was supposed to be the only port where they found trading was done in 100% truthful and transparent way.
Yeah.
The port had the oldest bonded warehouse in the world too. Okay. The country, the place from which I come, did my graduation in zoology.
Okay.
Nothing related to what I am doing today.
Yeah, I surprised actually. Yeah.
I had planned to be a teacher. And I did my master's. I didn't complete it. I was doing my master's in sociology in Calicut, where I would have got in as a professor or a lecturer after I completed the course.
Oh, sociology.
Actually, I was, sociology. I would have been a teacher there.
Yeah.
But my adventurous nature probably took me out of this school, brought me to being a medical representative with one of the oldest and largest companies in India, Alembic.
Yeah.
Of course, in between when I was doing my college, I had an opportunity to work in a tutorial college as a teacher, which I started off. The best part of it was I was a teacher for my seniors. My post pre-degree,
Okay.
called as the +2 today. At that time, I used to be teaching graduates in my own college.
That's good. Yeah.
Anyway, from pharmaceuticals, I shifted on to quite a lot of things. I even put into animal feed, silk, construction material. Then I came into retail for some time. From retail, then it was a change that I came to Dubai.
Yeah.
From Dubai, I got into education, working with the very famous GEMS group as an admin in a school. I grew up to being their head of their transport. The group, I think, has got around 172 schools all over the world today.
Okay.
And their transport system is probably one of the largest in this part of the world. They have got currently 3,000 odd vehicles. I used to look after that. Moved on and then was with a company called Velocity as a manager after their transport of that's as a transport company. And then when the wonderful COVID struck, the company its own toll, and then I moved on and became a consultant.
Okay. Okay.
I had a company called BG Consultancy. We had about 9 consultants from various walks of life and various things, starting with our director who is a retired Lieutenant General from the Army. We have got quite a lot of people with, and we are all old friends and classmates, colleagues put together. We can call it an old man's club rather. So
yeah.
I am now based in Dubai. I do quite a lot of work for small schools and certain school organizations on a temporary and a permanent basis. Well, that is what it is.
Wonderful. So many different mixed cultures in your profile.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
I had an opportunity.
Amazing.
That was a great opportunity for me.
Yeah, I can say great opportunity. So,
and I should thank my father for that, because he always stood with me for all my experimentation.
That's true, because parents don't allow. Many parents don't allow like that.
I had a very wonderful father who used to be and said, "Go ahead, do it. Don't worry if you fail, I am with you." So that I had all through.
Yeah, yeah. That's the spirit actually. So many people just I mean they will feel insecurity going for another not known names, or maybe it may be companies or job profiles also. People, parents mainly, they will force us mainly for the children and all. Won't go this, don't go there. No, lot of responsibilities will come. So many things are happening. I am not sure whether the profile like you we will get in these days. No, I think no.
Thank you. No, that is because I got an opportunity to experiment and see what did I gain. I am still learning. There is a lot of things, interesting things we learn.
Yeah.
Like my father, though he was a mechanical engineer in those days.
Okay.
He told me, "You become a professional, do that." He said, "Take your decision." After this college and said, "I want to go and work in a pharmaceutical." Most of the people were again saying that, "You want to be, what are you going to do as a pharmaceutical representative?" But my father said, "You are happy there, do that." Always tell me one thing is, do what your passion.
Okay, okay.
Though probably I have not become somebody very rich, but I got a lot of what do you mean experience by meeting people, working with very different cultures.
Yes, yes, yes.
So And being this part of the world, Dubai was very interesting because we must really say that this is one of the best places anybody can be.
Yes, yes, yes.
If you look at technology, if you look at the cosmopolitan nature, the freedom, this country, people can walk out in the night at 2 o'clock. Nobody will, you can, even my younger daughter can walk through the streets.
Yeah,
it is.
Yes, yes, yes. Safety is there.
You are never, exactly. And you are never made to feel you are an outsider. That is the greatness of this country.
Wonderful.
Local people treat you as equal. You go to a government office, police station, court. You need. That is the most wonderful thing here.
Same treatment. It's like local or non-local, doesn't matter. Okay. You are muted. Yes, please proceed.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, yes, I can. Yeah.
So that way, this country also helped me to learn a lot of things.
Yes, yes.
Move around, learn things, talk to people. Both and another thing is that this is so cosmopolitan. I think I have met people from almost all part of the world. Experience. And then you walk onto the street, it is like you can see people of any nationality.
That's true. Yeah, you are in almost main place.
Exactly. Nationalities which I would never have even heard of when saying that. Yeah. And I have friends from quite a lot of nationalities today.
Yeah. That's true.
Indian profile will also tell you that I got people from all over the world which say, but for being in UAE or Dubai, I would not have achieved.
That's true. That's true.
Even local Arabs are there who are very close, very friendly people.
Yeah, that's what happens. If you have a mixed things, passion to meet the people, and that's what happens. The network grows. It helps a lot. Makes our mind healthy.
Exactly. It gives you much more in-depth knowledge about things.
Yes.
And you open up and try to become more unique than stuck to some sort of culture or a background which you are.
Yes. Now you are free. You can follow whatever you want. I mean, you know everything now, all the cultures, everything.
No,
so
I wouldn't say that.
Mostly. No, it's not like that. You might met many people. The best cultures you can adopt it.
Exactly.
So that's the main I want to say. Yeah.
The good and bad is what our definitions are now.
That's true. That's true.
We have a frame with us. And we want everything to fit into that frame. Whatever that doesn't fit into the frame, you say is not right. That is the biggest.
That's true. Only thing, our visualization changes if we are meeting with the different people perceptions. So we can, our thinking will become broader. Yeah.
Very much.
Yes. Yeah. Okay.
And not only widens, and as it widens, you will also understand that everything is almost the same, only presented in a different way.
That's it.
Even you go to fables and folklores and stories of different cultures, you will ultimately see that there are a lot of stories similar to Panchatantra, similar to only things said in slightly different way and according to the culture.
That's
so
it.
So that helps you to understand that the world is not that huge as you think. It is a very small place actually.
Yeah. So all things will diverge to, same place. Converge to same place.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. So after completion of your zoology, so the first step you taken is, there will be jobs related and all. What is your experience at the time after completion of your education? So you should get some job, or what is your thinking at that time? Can you just brief us for a while?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
See, I was doing, as I told you, I was doing my post-graduation. That is an advertisement for medical representatives for
Olympic.
So I casually applied for it. And of course, I had one of my relatives who was a pharmaceutical person. So I went to him, talked to him. So he said, it's a good job, you can try it out. And then he gave me a lot of ideas of how to go for the interview. I went for the interview and I got it.
Okay.
Yeah. I got the interview, plus I got a very good friend for life, one Mr. Madhavan. Both of us went for the interview and both of us didn't expect to get the job. That's the best part. We have to enjoy life. The first interview, let us make fun of it. We took it very casually, but both of us got recruited.
Okay.
And in those days, interviews were very, very cumbersome. Now, unlike today, first you have an interview, then you have a group discussion. After the group discussion, again you have one more interview. After that, you are again taken for an interview. And luckily, I got into a company which was very much into training. Alembics training was wonderful. In those days, we used to stay in Alembics headquarters in Baroda. Training went on for almost a month. And we had 2 months actually. We were trained in such a way that we were made to learn physiology, we were learned to anatomy, we were semi-doctors by the time we came out from there. Pharmaceutical was drilled into us.
That's true.
And the system was like any army training center. We had a guest house. We exactly at morning by 7 we have to be on the table to have food was served, and you have to know the etiquette to eat and knife and all that stuff. And it was very, very, very harsh. That every Saturday, and there would be a test. And after on Sunday morning, those who failed the test are given levels and the ticket back home.
Oh, okay.
It was everybody who used to be very scared, except me and Madhavan, who were least bothered. We used to joke, we used to say, let us pack our bags. But fortunately or unfortunately, both of us continued till the end. And then, so that was an interesting thing. After that, again, when I left and joined, I joined another company that also luckily was a training oriented. Today, I think it's called by some other name. In those days, it was called Ciba Geigy.
Okay.
It was company Ciba and Geigy.
Okay.
They used to make the Binaka toothpaste. And we launched the Voltaren of today, which is called Vovaran in India. Got that pain-killing drug.
Okay.
The training was very similar. We had 2 months training, but that was harsher actually. 2 months classroom training. You go back to the field. After 6 months, you come back again for training. Probably these kind of very professional companies and their professional way of training made a lot of basis to what we all today are. And we are old gang, most of us are alive, is in touch. We have our own groups.
Yes. Okay.
So the best part was I started from the grassroots of selling. And the best thing a lot of do not understand is pharmaceutical representatives, though people do not rate them high, there is a very, very serious catch to that job. You are selling a product to somebody who is highly qualified, like a doctor. You with a zoology graduation go to a doctor who is a postgraduate and with about 30 years of experience. You talk to him, convince him to use your product.
Yeah.
On a third party who is not your customer actually, who is your customer but you never see him in life. This is a very strange combination. Most of the sales doesn't have.
Yeah.
So certainly can become, if you look in the industry, most of the industries will have pharmaceutical case in somewhere, because pharmaceutical people get this kind of an opportunity where they can talk to highly qualified people to prescribe their product to their customer, who actually the customer you will never even see or know. So that is a very interesting thing that we all got trained from pharmaceutical.
Okay.
Then from there I was in for a bit of a time in animal feed, fertilizer with the Parian company.
which
is Gappa Group. Then I moved on to Mother Care, which is no more there. It was called Little Kingdom schools. What do you call them? For the students, for children. Anything for 0 to 12. All garments, toys, anything you can think of. From there, I moved to the old, one of the oldest companies like Spencer's. Spencer's. In those days, they were one of the oldest chains in household. Anything you can think of.
Yes, they have everything.
Now it is owned by RP Goenka. Previously, it was a British company. They had one of the largest showrooms in Chennai. The Spencer's Plaza. Today, it's been demolished and they have built a different plaza there. It is a huge. We all started our career. Well, so all these very different atmospheres gave me a lot of learning experience. And from a salesman, slowly I started growing.
In animal feed company, generally, what is the nature of your work there?
See, I was a sales executive in Parry. In those days, Parry had animal feed. What we had was cattle feed and poultry feed.
Okay.
It was available in powder and in pellet format. Our was to go to the interior villages, meet farmers, promote it directly to the farmer, also promote it to veterinary doctors and big poultry
yes.
You call them cooperative societies.
Okay.
Kerala and Tamil Nadu, Kerala had quite a lot of cooperative societies for dairy development and for poultry development. We used to go to the interiors, meet these people, get them to buy our product, promote it, even to veterinary doctors. It is a very interesting thing because you meet people from highest qualified doctors to the normal
farmers. Yeah.
It was an interesting thing sitting in very small, very rural areas where you travel about 30-40 kilometers interior, go to somebody's farm, sit with him, and they are so happy. They treat you like part. And once you start becoming their regular visitor, they make you, and most of them arrange a good lunch or dinner. They treat you as part of their community.
Yeah.
Most of them, and when I talk of that, there is very interesting things like there were people from interiors who used to entrust me to renew their papers. Like in terms, I would have a bundle of paper to renew. Things. Even people used to give me money, saying that give it to so and so. Link between the towns and rural areas.
Yeah, because in those days, that is no transportation, nothing. So
exactly,
whoever comes, they will try to utilize them. Can you help it like that? Yeah.
That was all very interesting in those days because for us, we were youngsters and going to an interior in a motorbike, and you are treated like royalty. You go in those. Parry used to give you a bullet. So a bullet was something like for any youngster a dream. We used to. One good thing Parry used to is they were never bothered about how much fuel you fill.
Okay.
You used to think the more fuel you fill, the more you are working. It was like getting on the back of a unicorn and going on.
Okay. Will the farmers will convince it with you? I mean, farmers are the people who are going. So how is your experience in dealing with them? Will they convince or what is the success rate? For example, you may be meeting 10 to 15 people a day, for example. So how many people will be interested towards you? So what is the general trend on that?
See, the normal modus operandi of working with this is we normally have a dealer somewhere in this region. Okay. All dealer will be there. And these dealers normally in those days were either Panchayat members or people reputed in that age, some political person. So we used to take them along and go. It was much because going and convincing somebody is a very difficult thing because in these interiors, people don't take you for granted just because you come on a bike and wear a tie or all that. And even if you talk science, it doesn't, because they work with their experience, which they have brought in from their father. They know. So breaking that is very difficult.
That's
so
true.
What we used to take people of repute from. See, like I used to work in a hill area called Wayanad. It is part of Calicut. Now it was part of Calicut district. Now it is a of its own. This place had a lot of farms and plantations. It was basically a lot of plantations there. There I used to have a dealer who was a very prominent figure there. He had a feed, seed, he had a distribution for all this, even small equipments. It used to be taken for granted. So we used to take to the areas, and then another area where we used to in those days was there were missionaries who had their own all these places. Big dairies like in Tawadi, they had about 50 to 100 animals at that time in the church. So we could convince them. There what we used to do is go talk to them. Even we used to give them free samples, saying that we will give you free, just try it on some and if you find it good, come back to us. Then we, of course, discounts. Then we used to contribute to some functions in the church or any. So that was the way we used to promote in those days. And then once you are accepted, you become part of the community. That is the best part. Every function, you get a postcard coming saying that so-and-so date, this is there, you should be there. And certain of the functions, you are treated like royalty and kept on the stage. You are coming from far off and they think, okay, this guys. So that was, and that used to help us to promote the product also.
Yes. That's true.
And the selling in those days were more of knowing each other, talking to people, going and getting to know each other. And like those days, advertisement to these kind of areas, advertisement was very low. It was a paper notice probably dropped or sent to somebody. Talking to them. Convincing is with a lot of work, because once, and the best part is if you can convince them, then they are with you for life.
That's it. Yeah. Okay.
So that was animal feed.
Good experience. So it's like a real
wonderful experience.
It's like real life scenarios.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, one good thing is, that was a good extension work where we could get into rural areas, work with people. Even when pharmaceutical, I was working in a very remote district called Idiki. When I was working Idiki, after 4:30 from certain towns, there are no buses because the road is with elephants. So, and these were very remote places and very remote hospitals. There also I had an opportunity to meet people, become close to the community around there, become part of. Then you are treated like a regular customer who comes there, a regular visitor who comes there. People. So working in a rural actually been very good as an experience for me to learn to interact and get friendly with people. Probably that has given me a lot of exposure.
That's true.
Because you get close to people, how well you can get along with people. You are a total professional brought up in a town scenario. Probably you will have your own reservations. Whereas when you work in remote areas, you learn to mix with people with whom you really don't know anything about, and then you become friendly. Probably over a cup of coffee, sitting in a small tea shop is when you. But I had interiors when you sit in a tea shop and have a cup of coffee. Somebody will come sit next to you and say, "Where are you from? What are you?" They give you ideas. Oh, why did you not go and meet so and so person? They have got so many. So getting involved with people gives you a lot of insights, which currently I don't is there in our current lives, which is not away. That
yes, it's rare in current scenarios. It's rare. Yeah.
You don't even talk to somebody sitting next to you in a train or a bus. In our younger days, when we used to go by train, one person will have a newspaper. Sitting next to you, then he will say, he'll give you one sheet, read it. So if there are six people, they distribute everybody newspaper. See, which you cannot imagine today. You ask for a sheet, stare at you and say, it's my paper. So those kind of things have quite changed in last 40 years. I have been seeing this change.
Yeah. So you see a lot of changes.
Yeah, a lot of changes.
Okay. Wonderful.
See, in the time when I started working, there were no even
mobile
phones. No, forget about mobile. Telephones were not. Phones were used. So if you want to send a message, you can't. And in those days, we used to use the state transport drivers who come to these remote places. We used to get friendly, with whom we will give a letter and say, can you just deliver it, keep it there. They will come and collect it from the. So we tell them every day, just go and check from the state transport bus stand. When bus number so and so comes, just check with the driver. There will be a note.
Yeah, communication also difficult in those days.
Very difficult. Very difficult. Then the biggest thing that came was pager. It was like something great. Today, probably people would not even know what a pager is. Have you heard of it?
I heard it, but I don't know more details. Just know the name.
Exactly. So those were small equipment you used to carry on your belt. You can send a message from one pager to the other pager.
Okay.
And in those 20 messages, the maximum you can send. It was first, then after alphanumerical came, it was like something great. The communication has totally changed. See, there have been days I have been cut off from civilization for almost 14, 15 days. You are in an interior. There is no way you can contact.
Yeah. Okay. And after that, you moved to Middle East, Africa, right? For Alpex trading.
Yeah. Alpex trading, where I started off here in, we were into furnishing fabrics and hosiery items. And bunions, stuff like that, t-shirts. So I was looking after their marketing whole of Middle East and Africa.
Okay.
We were importing it from outside, sort of like even from France. We used to import in those days. My job was being more like a visiting agent, what they used to say in olden days. I used to be the central point for all these countries. So the worst part of that job was, it was a small company where I was all in all. Because they needed only an agent to do the work. Manager is the agent who does all the work. But you don't have any stuff coming to you. Everything is direct from factory to the user. So my job is to be a coordinator. But the worst part is at times when here it is night, it is day for the other part of the world. And here Friday, Saturday, Thursday, Fridays were holidays in those days. Friday, Saturday.
Okay.
For us, for them it is Sunday and so for us it was very difficult because 4 days, all holidays we had to work.
Yeah.
And people had no sense of time. They will call you at midnight because for them in the morning they come to office, call you. If you are fast asleep, they will call and say what happened to the consignment. So that was an interesting thing, but that also was a learning experience. Met a lot of people from from all over the world, Russians. We got quite a lot of people from various countries, and especially quite a lot of African countries. We had our agencies running.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah. And you have experience with the Varki group also, right? Like transportation.
Varki group is GEMS. That is GEMS. When I joined, it was Varki group. Later on, it became GEMS.
Okay.
It got branded as GEMS. Varki is the family name. Mr. Varki is who started this. His wife, Madam Varki, she was the oldest educationalist in this part of the world.
Okay.
And one of the biggest or the most fortunate in my life was I had very personal relationship with her. That was something like most precious thing for me. As like her, you are having to know her where you can pick up the phone and talk to her is something like unimaginable. Which freedom. So really blessed to have that kind of relationship. And in that company is where when I was with us as a school administrator, from there I moved on, started heading their garage activities. They had the buses and cars and all their vehicles. They formed a different company called STS. Only I was heading that, plus supporting all their activities for facilities management.
Okay.
That was one of the longest spans I worked with. And then I moved on to Orient, owned by Sheikh.
Okay.
Transportation. They were luxury transportation, basically. I was looking after their operations.
Okay.
Then STS started. Marquis called me back, and I had an opportunity to work with them.
Okay. So STS group also you worked, right? Like
yeah. STS, I was employee number 1. I started that company. That was one of my best experiences too.
Okay. Ujjanad, what you used to do there?
I was the head of operations.
Okay.
I used to look after all their operations, business operations, market, everything was except finance, and everything else was handled by me.
Okay. Generally, what is their products?
They have got school buses. Basically, they are specialized. STS is specialized in school buses. They have got school buses, plus they have got commercially operated buses for staff transportation, and also.
So
what they do is they provide transportation services to the schools, which itself around 69 schools currently in the UAE. And the most interesting thing is they have got one of the schools called Our Own English High School, which has the largest fleet probably in this part of the world. They've got 210 buses for that school. That has got about almost 20,000 students.
Same one place?
In one place.
Wow. Okay.
That school is worth visiting because it's an experience. The school dispersal, bus dispersal takes 22 minutes precisely to pick them up and move. 200 buses.
Wow.
That is very beautiful. Instrumental in doing that. I am very proud to say that was one of the biggest operations I have been able to do. With, of course, with the best of team. I will tell you that the team that works there is unimaginable. Without that, it would not have happened. It's very, very, very blessed to work with people who are highly dedicated.
Yeah.
Wherever I work, my experiences, I have been able to work with very good teams. Especially the STS team is the dedication of the drivers and the bus attendants, mechanics is unimaginable.
Okay.
Because of that, I could guide them into a better. Unless you have the right material, it is not worth. You can't make pots out of nothing. You need to make the best of pots.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
leaders normally claim, because those leaders normally claim, I did it, I did that. I don't believe in that at all. It doesn't you do anything.
Without people
Ultimately, it's a
support.
team.
Yes.
If the team is bad, you can't do it. The carpenter needs tools. Without that, he is nobody. So the tool has to be and the material has to be good enough.
Wonderful.
Because I hear a lot of leaders talk about their capabilities. I did that, I could do that, I achieved that. I don't think anybody can achieve anything unless it is the team that supports and gives him the full of. Even today, the team, though I have retired and left them for the last 3.5 years. Even if you look at my Facebook, you can see all my old drivers daily. Good morning, sir. How are you? How is everything? Call me and ask me about their family issues. My daughter has passed. What do I do with that now?
That is
the biggest asset.
Yes.
That is the biggest asset I have. The people who work with me trust me. And what I think it is much more an achievement than anything I can talk of in my career.
That's true. Yeah, and the KBBO education also same, right? Similar way.
Yeah.
KBBO education. KBBO education.
KBBO education, yeah. KBBO education is another group which I work. I was asked to become their general manager for their education area, as well as they had a transport company they procured from somebody else. So they need to run that for them. We were running it quite well, but unfortunately, due to COVID and certain other internal legal issues, they had to close down their transport division.
Okay.
It was also a good company to work for. They were cash rich. They had a lot of expertise within. I really enjoyed working because I had a lot of freedom. And again, we had a good team there who could expand in 1 year. And the best thing we can all claim as a team is from 100 buses, we went to 330 buses in just 1 year time.
Wonderful, great experience.
That was one of the best things the team could achieve.
Yeah. And
but unfortunately, due to a lot of constraints, the company could not move forward.
Okay. So
and those kind of things happen in the industry. Ups and downs are there.
That's true.
Some of the aircrafts crash. Some of the aircrafts keep on and down, and some aircrafts are dumped and broken down. So it happens. So there are a lot of things that can happen.
Yes. You are retired or still young and energetic and working?
I have got my consultancy going on. I was the last 3 months. I was with a company on a full-time basis. The company called Athena Education. They wanted me to be with them for 3 months on a contract. I was on a full contract looking after their total operations.
Okay.
So I am still working. I have got a few clients whom we provide transportation to about 3 big schools in the UAE.
Okay. Wonderful.
Not retired. I don't think I will ever retire.
That's the spirit.
Retirement is, why do you have to retire? Retirement is probably for soldiers who put their life on this thing for somebody else. They deserve retirement. Other than a soldier wants to, a soldier is the only person who puts his life on his job.
Yes.
We all say he's paid. Yes. Then why don't we go? We'll also be paid. Why don't we go? We don't want to die. We are scared of death. See, they are paying with their life to keep us happy. So I think the only people on earth who deserve this thing is retirement is soldiers.
That's true.
Nobody else.
That's true. That is good message actually.
Only and see, unfortunately, and we all, when I come to that, sorry, I had something. See, the sorriest part is we all say that soldiers after 20 years they retire, they get that, they get this. Don't we owe that? have they not put their best period of their life, say 18 or 19 years? They go there, lie in God-forsaken places, protect us from the enemy, protect us from natural calamities, protect us, protect us, protect us. And when they retire, you can't look after them. Don't we look after our father and mother?
Yeah,
I think the father and the soldier come on the same, what you call rank.
Yes, yes.
And be the teacher also.
That's true. Okay. Wonderful. Good discussion. So many things.
That was one of my ambitions actually, to be a army man, but I am not
Yes,
meant a person fit for the army. Having me on the army would have been a liability for the army.
Okay. And what about your busy consultancy? I think it's your baby. You started this. So what's about this? Can you speak few things about that? What things this consultancy will do, and who are the clients or the customers for it, and generally just speak few things about that. Yeah.
Sure. No, not promotion. I will just tell you what I am doing.
Sure.
PG Consultancy FZCO is a company based in Dubai. It's an entity. We have got 3 major activities. One is we do management consultancy, which can include search, anything related management we can do.
Okay.
Second, we have got HR consultancy, supporting any and anything. Though we are not recruiters, we can support in that. We can support any company to get people on board. We can work with their consultants. We can help them. We can find good people for them. Third one is e-commerce, which is a platform. We are building a platform for certain specific activities, which I don't want to disclose now because we are in the process.
Yes. Okay.
We are building a platform which will be a very unique one to help a specific industry to for their sourcing, for everything they want to do. So we are probably by another 2-3 months we should be online.
Okay. Yeah.
We are now handling 3 or 4 schools, 2 transport companies, also listening to certain education institutions. Mentioning names because it is not right.
No, it's not required.
That is why I'm not.
Yes.
And very reputed companies, we have got 1 or 2 which we are working with. And see, the basic intention, this was formed because suddenly it was a brainchild of me and one of my friends. We were all retired people from various walks of life. I have people, as I told you, General is my director of the company, the Indian Army, General Surendranath. He's a very highly decorated officer. Very highly qualified studies. Visiting lecturer to quite a lot of universities. Then we have quite a lot of people like Mr. Ajit, Mr. Ashok. All these, Mr. Ajit comes from an IT background. He's been with big companies like HCL as their director. Then we have Mr. Ashok, who has got tremendous experience in retail. He is working Spencer's. He was my boss. He has been with Spencer's, Mothercare. We have worked together. In Bottoms. We are so a person with tremendous retail experience. Another person who was with the Reliance Group as training director. So we have people from various, including we have a gentleman, Mr. Menon from the Kuwait Airways, who was the head of engineering division of. So we have people like that, quite a lot of people. Mr. Gopinath, another Mr. Gopinath, who is actually from the Navy. He's an expert. So left out somebody probably. So we have 13 people who are all basically friends, colleagues, decided to come together. We have also got Mr. Madhu, based in Canada. He does a lot of work on advertising and stuff like that. So what we have done is we have decided that all of us get together and try to bring our expertise on board. The industries where we worked, being greedy and without being money-minded rather. Because we have all made our living, we have all made our time. It is time that we give it back to society.
That's it. That's it.
Feel is what major I am thinking of, and what I would like to tell the young professionals. You started off saying I have put in almost 40 years. Yes, I have not put in 40 years. I have taken 40 years. So now it is putting you back something. So that is why a lot of people actually seeing my LinkedIn profile, write to me personal letters, guidance. Wherever possible, I give it. I believe people say sorry for bothering. I say it's not bothering. You are giving me an opportunity.
That's it. That's it. Yeah.
See, knowledge is something. The more you talk about it, it becomes
double
for you to understand and for the newer person to understand.
That's...
When you do 10 times, it gives you an experience to see. Now, when I am talking to you, a lot of things which I talk right now suddenly came to me. Like when you ask, how did you promote cattle feed? That was something I never thought of. Only when you talk to me, I thought, oh, this is how I was doing. So half the time in life, when you meet people, talk to them. Who's not, you think you are solving somebody's problem, but you are not. Actually, you are understanding what you did.
Yes. That's true.
For me, my latest this thing is I want to build a platform on LinkedIn to create tie-up between companies and employees, rather new aspiring employees. Because I get youngsters writing to me, I want a job, I am this. I'm thinking that I'm doing consultancy in job consultancy. I'm not. But then when the people who are interested to avail this facility, and kind of people I have on board whom I know, I was just connecting these two, which would be the best service I can ever give back.
That's it.
So,
that's it.
See a group being built for people who can come on, and employers can do it, to put their requirements. Aspiring employees can send applications.
Yes.
I have done this for drivers. It is already there. I have a Facebook page called Drivers Forum, which has got members in that group. One of the largest recruiter company that recruits drivers, it's Car Taxi. Car Taxi started using this place because it's free. Place, and a lot of drivers who are there go and start applying.
Yeah.
So this I want to spread it to the whole young crowd, or anybody who wants to change jobs. Give them a free opportunity rather than go through a paid service.
Yes. That's true.
This is something which I am working on.
Yeah.
Of course, looking on to ways to give it back to the community from which we took 40 years.
That's
probably
it.
Able to give that many years back. Even
at least
1/3 of work, at least 1 year or 2 years, give it back.
Yes. And good message. Today, a lot of so many new learnings for me too. And I hope the information will be useful for many aspiring students, professionals. They can get benefit of these things. Mainly how the world changes since, for example, like your experience, 40 years onward, lot of changes happen. So it's better place for the people to just think of, because these things and nobody will spoke out. And the first thing, nobody will speak out, ask out. I can say. So where rarely this information will be available. So people will get some good, chill out time for the watching these. Yeah. So Balakrishna,
so that I have got one more thing to say. Sorry.
Yes. Proceed.
See, what I feel the current generation lacks only one thing. One is they don't follow their passion. Now money and comfort has become the passion. That is why people do not achieve. Everybody wants quick money. Everybody wants quick comfort. Whereas the sharing, caring part of it is gone.
That's it.
Our time, I don't know if it continues today. We had something called group study. I don't know whether you heard of it.
I don't know. I mean, we studied it, but I don't know whether group study or not.
When we were in college and school, we used to have group study. All friends, few friends will gather in one house. Friend's house. So we stay there. Normally they will stay there the whole night, and you are learning. And the guy who really knows well about that subject will teach you about it. So everybody learns. It was not that I know it, so I will get the highest mark. It was I used to be sleeping. There used to be coffee and biscuit, everything available. I used to have to sleep. That was a different part of it.
I am just remembering I also got that opportunity to discuss with my friends in for examinations and everything. So almost 10 to 12 people will be there. They will bring fruit, they will bring snacks and everything. So we will share each other the subjects also. I mean, the chapters also. You study this, you study. We will discuss a lot at the end, like somebody. So yes, that helps a lot. That is the best way of learning, actually. Yeah.
There is a saying, Acharyat Padamadatte Padam Shishasvam Edeya. Padam Swabrahmachari Bihi Padam Kalakramancha. That is, the teacher will teach you 1/4. You will learn the rest of the 1/4. Then your friends will teach you 1/4. But the last 1/4 will come automatically by experience. It took 40 years.
Good. Nice, dear. So many things today. So just to conclude this session, for example, like any professor or any student who are just aspiring their career, I mean, what suggestions you can give to them? Because there are a lot of opportunities outside. For example, being engineering student also, there are a lot of opportunities outside. They can decide any of their career path. So what suggestion you can give to them for choosing the best careers for them and making their life good and prosperous?
First thing is, as an Indian psyche, getting a government job as a career is not the right thing to do. Because everybody wants to be secure. Secure means you don't want to work, you don't want to take any risk, and you want to be looked after by the society. You want to remain as a parasite, which is not the right thing.
Okay.
I don't mean to say that government officers are all parasites. That's not what I meant.
Yes.
But I say I want a government job. This is what they see in mind, that nobody can terminate me. I can lifelong enjoy. That is, and a pension. One is that aspiring for a government job is not the right thing, other than going into the army or something that really supports the country. And this thing where you can really do some service rather than getting into some administrative service where you are only going to look after yourself. Second most important, rather than going for a job, I would suggest everybody should become an entrepreneur. Try to do something where you do something for yourself and the society. Because there are a lot of, so it's a bit of risk. But what happens is, if you look at people like me, we work for 40 years. Now when we are starting something, we are old. We may not be in the same frame of
energy,
physique, where we can give. What I did when I joined my career with Alembic is not what I can do today. There are a lot of limitations. Whereas if I had done that for myself at that point of time, even if I had started a grocery store, I would have done much better. So people should try to be entrepreneurs. That is where you use your skills to the maximum, where you take risk and you try to develop yourself better. When you are in the shade of something, you are always in the shade of something.
Yes. So that's true.
When you come out of the shade, you are too old. And you can't, you go back to the shade again.
Yes, that's true.
So people should try to aspire to become entrepreneurs. And always I tell all youngsters, chase your passion. it may be slightly risky, it may be slightly difficult. But when you are young, you have nothing to lose. You lose 2 or 3 years, you can come back and start again. Whereas after an age, you can't do it.
Yes,
because by the family, you have responsibilities. For you to run and come back is difficult. When you are alone, it is much more better to take all the risks and try all your passions out when you are alone.
Yes,
there is nothing. Because falling down, I always say falling down, the live and the dead do fall down. But only the live stand up and walk.
That's it. Thank you. Wonderful message. Thanks a lot, dear. So this is not the end, I can say. This is just a start for our combination. So we are going to do small topics in the future. I don't want to miss you and your team, your friends who are also in different milestones in their profiles. I am also want to interview them and share their experiences. Yes. Also, it would benefit many professionals. Yeah, so please, I will please share a couple of profiles of your friends who are interested on these platforms. Sure. Yeah, we will make wonderful discussion. Thanks a lot, dear. Bye. We'll meet in another video. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, friends. Thank you. Thanks for watching. This is about this web interview, guys. I hope the information is very useful to you. If you have any questions or comments or anything, then do comment in the comment section. And do subscribe to this channel for many more updates. Thank you. Thanks for watching. We will meet in another video. Bye.